Hello everyone, welcome back for a new reading. I was gonna say Patreon, but this is just gonna go on YouTube. I'm using my protection and cleansing sprays. Those are available on my shop. So I'm just gonna get right into it. First, I'm using my Triggers Oracle deck by Total Divine on Etsy. And then I'm also gonna start with just my handmade keywords. So we'll get into this collective reading. Thank you for being here. Definitely let me know in the comments if anything resonates. And personal readings are open if you are interested. So I know in the collective energy, a lot of people's energy is very high right now. And if you're not grounded or, taking care of yourself, being mindful of your emotions, you're gonna feel very chaotic because the energy is so high. If you are aware of how the energy is affecting you, you can use that to your benefit. Okay, I'm going to start with a few keywords, and then I'll start getting more into the triggers and then the rest of the reading. Okay. So it's already starting with some third-party energy, and I'll tap into this. I don't like to sit in it, but we'll go into what you need to know, what's important for you to need to know, and then we'll shift more into a self-focus section. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, this third party, deeply in their masculine energy, an imbalanced masculine, because when the card came out, it was upside down. This third party, they're looking at you with a lot of jealousy. They have a lot of resentment. They feel rejected by you. But there's also something about them avoiding you. It's like they want your attention, but they don't want to have to put in any work. I'm very much getting like somebody wants to resolve something with you. Somebody wants to come into your energy. If you've been no contact with this person, it could be family, or it could be somebody that you prioritize, loved, and involved with on a family level, like a chosen family. Yeah, you both had a lot of passion for each other, a lot of care, a lot of love. But there was something here that they feel like you made them stagnant. You made them feel stagnant when it comes to trusting themselves or getting to know themselves. I'm getting an energy, I'm feeling an energy of this person looks at where you are in your journey you're lucky. You're lucky to be there, and they're not stepping back and seeing that you have work to be in this energy, because they're very jealous of where you're at in your energy, in your growth. Because this person sees you as somebody who is in their feminine energy, balanced in their feminine, who comes from a place of love, who's able to rest but still reap the rewards of all the work that you've been doing. And it's this person sees you, and I feel they know that you've gone through some hard struggles in life, because you've talked about it, yet they don't connect the dots of like, you've put in the work. If you came from this place that you say was so bad and horrible, but you are this amazing person that they see in you, they're having a hard time seeing that for you because they don't see the same results in themselves. Wow. And that's because they have some problems with avoidance. They're not putting enough energy into their own healing journey to even be like where you're at in yours. And there's no reason to compare and like compete, but this is what this person is doing, and they were doing it for a little while, in ways that you never really noticed. You may be somebody who just really trusts yourself, again, like being in that feminine energy. Like, you trust yourself, you can make decisions on your own, you take care of yourself, you know what you need, and you do it. Like, you know what you need emotionally, spiritually, stability wise, financially, and you get it done. You do what you need to do and you figure it out. While this person doesn't have the self-awareness that they try to make it seem. Especially when it comes to like emotional stuff. And like, I always say it in my readings, like the emotional work we do, I think, is the most important, because any emotional movement you make, it's going to reflect in every single aspect of your life. How you deal with money, how you deal with conflict, how you treat people, everything. And this person is completely avoidant of their emotional work. Maybe not completely avoidant. For some, that may resonate. For others, it can be just a different type of level of an emotional work. When we hold like a lot of anxiety and like avoidance, that comes from fear, usually. And this person has a hard time dealing with fear, getting through those fears without leading from a place of like survival. Because just because somebody you love is having a tough conversation with you doesn't mean it's going to end with abandonment. It doesn't mean it's going to end with abuse. Maybe that's what they're used to in their childhood, which is probably going to come out in these decks. But you're not whoever it was in their childhood, and they're not seeing how this has impacted them. They're not seeing how it's continuing to distort their perception of the situation. This could be like a fatherly figure. Yes, again, this could be also a friend, but I was feeling like a fatherly energy. A long time ago, I had an old friend tell me that my light brings out her shadows. And that's the type of energy that I'm getting in this. That's what I heard, is that your light has been bringing out their shadows. And since you're the one who is bringing out their shadows, they're projecting a lot of this energy onto you. Again, they're not seeing this. They just don't have the self-awareness to see it, how it's going. Okay, I'm gonna pull just a few more from this deck, and we'll move on. I'm sure there's a deeper reason as to like why their energy is so like right here in our faces. So I'm not going to close out this energy completely for this reading, because I do want to get into more of like, what is this for you? What does this mean? Why do you need to know this stuff, you know? yeah, these cards, I feel like it's time to move on. So again, we're using the Trigger Oracle deck from Total Divine. When I feel overwhelmed and not in control, my behaviors become manic and compulsive. When I feel that I am right, I become defensive and refuse to listen to the other's point of view. When I am disconnected physically or emotionally from my partner, I begin to feel scared and lack confidence. I'm going to pull one more. When I'm angry, my immediate response is to get even. Okay. So, when I feel overwhelmed and not in control, my behaviors become manic and compulsive. For some of you, this can be your energy of being triggered. For others, it may just be this other person, like their triggers coming up. But something that I feel like I was receiving was that you guys both have similar triggers and you were triggering each other somehow. And although you may have shown up in different ways in this person in this conversation, there's still something that you are not seeing, whatever this happened with this person. It's a lot of trauma responses, a lot of survival responses and instincts, and there's something that you both kind of share that neither of you are aware of, is what it feels like. It's like you see it in each other, but you don't see it in yourselves. So again, when I feel overwhelmed and not in control, my behaviors become manic and compulsive. When I feel that I am right, I become defensive and refuse to listen to the other person's views. When I am angry, my immediate response is to get even. When I am disconnected physically or emotionally from my partner, I begin to feel scared and lack confidence. So this one with your partner, you know, if this is like an ex for you, that's how it resonates. For others, it could be, again, like a family member, father figure, friend, sister, whoever. And with this can be pointing to more of like abandonment wounds and like rejection, which came out in their energy. So I do definitely see how that may, like, they could have, I feel like these two go together. Like, I don't know, they're calling my eyes. But it's like when they felt you like pull away, then they became like defensive. And it may have looked to you as if they didn't want anything to do with you, or they were mad at you, or whatever this is. But deep down, they were just scared. There was some type of fear here. They were scared of losing you. These two can also go together pretty good too, because when you feel angry, your immediate response may be to get even. But when we feel overwhelmed and not in control is what can trigger anger. And then the response to anger is to get even. And that can become like a manic and compulsive thing. Just being mindful of if you do these things, because what I'm picking up on is a lot of like self-sabotage. Just like two people have sabotaged themselves in this connection. And honestly, I think it's fate. I don't think that it's just like, I think it was supposed to happen so that you guys could both learn like this part about yourselves. It's like almost like how this person was feeling like stagnant in their energy and not feeling like they were growing. It's almost as if like that feeling was then like they were sucking you into that stagnancy. Because if we're around people who don't really go through a lot of growth and like self-awareness, building their emotional intelligence, and they're very avoidant, we don't grow in environments that don't grow. We don't grow with people who don't grow. We grow out of those people. And I think that could be like where you're at in your energy of like you had to grow away from this person so that they could grow on their own. And there could be a time in the future sometime where you guys make a circle back together. And you may be able to get to a point where you can talk about this time period of like, hey, like this is what actually was going on. I couldn't see it because I had the trauma glasses on. And this is what I learned since then. And this is what I do better. Because accountability, being able to apologize, being able to be open, being vulnerable, not to say like you have to explain yourself all the time, but when we can offer like an insight for people to understand us, it just shows our authenticity of like, hey, you know what, you called this out. Yeah, I do this. I also don't like this part of myself, so I want to work on it, but I do it because of this. I no longer need to do it. I'm sorry. What else do you need from me to make it better? Okay, we're gonna start, let's see, more of like a self-focus section now. Okay. So I'm picking up on your energy, just feeling more balanced recently. You know, this ending may have created like some liberation for you. It also may be feeling like kind of contradicting to like other emotions you're feeling, because I do feel like a little bit of heaviness in this energy. Yeah. I think that the ending of the situation kind of put you in this protection mode of putting your wall up. You feel like superstitious. Okay, so your energy does feel like very balanced. Again, liberating, like it's like you're going deeper into your self-love, taking care of yourself, showing up for yourself, but also like surrendering. You're learning slowly to surrender to these things that you're noticing. I think you're aware that you might be, like what I said, superstitious a little bit lately. And you're slowly coming to realize that, like, that's your own self-sabotage too. That's what played a role in this. You may have felt like very attacked. And so that is what kind of made you feel like feeling like your past is holding you back is what it just came to me. Or this person like made you, it's like this person has you feeling like they see a past version of you, but it's not this past, it's not that they're claiming that you're this past version and that you haven't grown. They're just calling out a part of you that hasn't. And I think this is also a part that they don't see within themselves. It just feels like a lot of just like contradiction. But it needed to happen. It was like you guys are a mirror for each other's growth. And the separation needed to occur, or else you would have just continued to project it onto each other. The situation's going to improve over time. It's kind of like you guys are just on different directions of your healing journey that you can't go with. Like, they're two completely different. They've got to learn something. You've got to learn something. And even though it could be a very similar lesson, you have to learn it very differently because you're different people. Yep, you're leaving something behind and you're walking forward to a new beginning. New beginning of uncovering fears, taking off the blindfold. Some of these protective mechanisms, survival skills you've learned, those are gonna come to light. You're gonna really start to learn about how fear shows up for you and what that looks like and how it holds you back. Walking into your desires. There's some things that you kind of need to reflect on, evaluate, so that you can plan out like your next steps a little more mindfully. I feel like you could be in the energy of just like winging it, going with the flow, and your guides are right now, they're letting you know it's time to get into the energy of really just having some goals, having different things you work on, being intentional with these things. Yeah, because when you put the effort into making goals, thinking the steps out, planning it, preparing it, you're more likely to see the end result, which means it's a little more attainable. It feels a little closer. You can manifest it a little faster. There's also going to be some type of clarity that comes in. It's going to bring you balance. What is this clarity about? Yeah, about your success. You may be in your head about like a direction to take right now, where you should be going or heading. It's making you feel like a little like in your head, like chaotic. You may even be feeling like you can't like fully trust yourself, I'm hearing. And just know that it's not fully your energy. Yes, you're feeling like this, but it's because you're triggered. It's because your walls are up. So it's making you question things a little bit. So make sure that you're prioritizing grounding, like clearing your energy, getting off your phone, being creative. Being creative is a really good way to build like that trust with yourself. Because if you think that you're not a good painter or a drawer, like, and you just allow yourself to just freely paint or draw, that builds trust. Even if it's just a little bit, it builds trust. It builds a connect with your own soul. Okay, I want to pull a shadow work card, and then a last message. I like to read these ones from the book just because I like the messages that come with them. So this is a shadow work card for the collective energy. And look at that, trust. Okay. So the guidance for this card says, when trust is broken, when what you thought was true reveals itself to be otherwise, it can feel like the whole world is upside down. That day is night and all hope is lost. The very idea of continuing on in life can seem so fraught with emptiness and loneliness that you question the point of your very existence. But you must trust in yourself. Don't look back in anger, but go with her now through the darkness, and you will come out the other side again. This goddess has sacrificed so much in order to spare you the worst of it. Sometimes it is through a lack of understanding that we are left in the dark. So if you need to ask a question, do so, for the truth, no matter how painful now, is better than a lifetime of not knowing or living a lie. This goddess is a reminder of your inner strength. Others can benefit from what you have lived through. The foresight says you're being given a second chance. Walk away from a bad situation. Learn to trust your gut feeling. Don't dwell on the past. Learn from your mistakes, but don't take the blame for the mistakes of others. Speak up before it's too late. Someone will surprise you. So that was definitely confirmation. And, take it as it resonates, but it could, this person could have done something for you to, look at them differently, or said something for you to look at them differently, and then go into an energy of just, questioning, who it is you've been involved with, if, were they being authentic? Were they not? But this is your reminder that that's not for you to figure out. You can trust yourself to use your discernment like you did. Okay, and then a last message for the collective, please. A spiritual message. Help. So this book, it splits it off into 3 messages. So a message from your soul, a message from your spirit guides, and a message from the entity. So this one, for help, it says, You've been unable to do things correctly. At this moment, you feel alone. Everything feels complicated, and you feel only you can manage others. You feel others are abandoning you one after the other, leaving you to face all these obligations alone. But you're not alone, because I am here. I am and will always be by your side. Take some time to connect with me. Sometimes you may feel things are blocked, as if something were blocked inside of you. That is me inviting you to take a break to hear my wise counsel. For now, take a few moments of silence in your day, a few minutes of rest. This will help you hear me. Know that you have all the capabilities you need to take up the challenges you are facing. They are not insurmountable. I am proud of you, and together we will move forward in a positive way. So that was from your soul. I thought that was beautiful. And then from your spirit guides, it says, we are sending you signs to help you become aware that you can move forward alone. You feel you can't accomplish important things on your own, yet you have a great capability to adapt, and you can show great perseverance. We are sending you many signs related to the number 18. Remember what happened when you turned 18, what happened 18 months ago. You experienced things at those times, which enabled you to forge great inner resilience. You are capable of great things, but we wish you also remembered everything you have already accomplished. You feel we are not with you, but we are always at your side. For a few moments, try acting on your own and become aware of your inner strength. We are here, but we don't act, because it's up to you to build your own path and create your own positive evolution. That is the goal of your incarnation. And then a message from the entity. I know you're asking for my help. I know that when you think of me, your throat immediately tightens. I know you feel I could help you more, but that is not my role. I used to find it difficult to accept help from others. I thought it wasn't right for me, and I was also afraid of being criticized later on. And so I did many things alone that put me through difficult experiences, but it was instructive for my soul. I am with you, but my role is not to help you directly. I am here to bring you joy so that you may awaken your inner child. I put things on your path that make you smile and brings you lightness. I am here so you may take a breather and just be in the moment. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. If you like this reading, I post weekly on Patreon, so go ahead and check that out. I'll link it in the description. But again, if you resonated with this reading, please let me know in the comments. Bye, guys.